Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Folk in Scotland. You look so happy.
Was at the vet today with
Uh-oh.
the cat, not for my personal. I've not been on Inverness.
Okay.
Took the cat, took the big lad down to the vet for his join the vet, you know, in his big super-sized elephant crate. And there was a lot of dogs barking at, so he did a gigantic shite
They do that.
in the box. So I said to
Yeah.
the woman, "Could I get some tissue and I'll deal with that." She came over with a copy of the Courier newspaper.
It's the best
Apt.
use for it.
Apt.
Well, my boy, my cat's in the vet on Wednesday because he's
Uh-huh.
been losing weight. He's
Mhm.
got diarrhea, but he's
And how's your
plateaued.
cat getting on?
He's plateaued though. He's not losing more
plateaued.
weight. So, and he's great in himself.
You know you can't get cat vaccines. You can't get the jabs for your cat.
Why?
Speaking to the vet, he says they're not producing it. He reckons a lot of the old labs that were producing animal stuff have moved on to the
Oh,
COVID
goodness.
vaccines. Yeah,
Right. Okay.
and he says ivermectin's very difficult to get as well.
Oh, I could imagine.
But he says for years people have been taking horse painkillers. He says that's common. He says he's known about that for a long time.
Really?
But yeah, he says he described, what did he describe it? Magic thinking.
Magic
The
thinking.
Martha
I
said
like that.
Magic thinking is
Magic
taken over.
thinking. Now,
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to use that.
Mhm.
That actually leads me directly onto what this
Uh-huh.
show's about.
What's that show about?
Identity.
Oh.
In the sense of,
Mhm.
a lot of people who watch us
Uh-huh.
are fascinated with Dundee.
Oh.
And I think we make it sound a bit madder than it is. Then I thought about it. No. I thought about this.
Oh.
I'd done a good bit of thinking over the weekend. Now, you go to Glasgow, they have a Glaswegian identity.
Yes.
Edinburgh, Aberdeen. But in the
Dundee-
middle,
Dundee doesn't.
nothing.
Nothing. No, Dundee never has had.
We've never had an identity.
Dundee's the runt.
That's right. So what does that make you? You're the middle child. You're left alone.
Yeah, well, it doesn't even have decent sectarianism.
No, we don't have anything.
It's just not got anything. No,
We
well,
don't have anything.
Dundee was forgotten. Like, when we were kids, my mum and dad, we went everywhere on these kind of 2-day road trips.
Mm-hmm.
And the Triumph Dolomite, but never came to Dundee.
Never.
Nobody came to Dundee. You went to school, and when I was thinking about going to university, they would say to you, just don't go to Dundee.
That's right.
So you would go, a lot of hometown boys would go Aberdeen. That was a wee bit close for me
Yeah.
to the family. So Glasgow, Edinburgh,
Mhm.
but never Dundee.
Dundee.
But Dundee at the time was all Irish students.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And the thing is with Dundee, it's completely forgotten, and you'll see it on the tourist trail. They'll start on the bus tour for Americans coming into Glasgow. They'll go straight up the A9 to Inverness and all the. But Dundee's the hub of where everything happened.
Dundee sells itself
Yeah.
as a cheap place to live while you're visiting elsewhere.
Yes, that's our tourist.
It says Dundee's great because you can go and do other stuff.
Go elsewhere. That's right.
But they've got this fucking V&A, so people bus in for that. They don't go elsewhere.
No.
They had the cruise liners coming in.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't spending any money
Nope.
in Dundee.
See, what they said when they built the V&A in Dundee, they said,
Life
bring
changing.
money in.
Money in.
But
Well, it brought money in.
the problem is,
I didn't get
the
any.
people who go to the V&A don't cross the road to go to one of 9 Greggs or one of 18 pound shops.
No, they don't.
They just don't. People who come in on this special cruise don't go,
It's mad.
19 pound shops in Dundee, I'm going to spend
It's
a fortune.
mad. It's mad. Oh God, even the pound shops are closing.
Are
in
they
Dundee.
closing as well?
Down to
that's the-
50 pence shops. We've got but they've all. You've got a fucking dual carriageway between you and the city.
Yes.
And they had overpasses.
You could walk
but
across
they
safely.
dismantled them.
Removed them. Now you have to take your life in your hands.
Oh, there's loads of crossing, but
It's-
Dundee drivers.
It's dangerous. So
Yeah. Identity.
I realised that people are really. I was like, we're giving this wrong impression that it's mad. And as I was thinking about the
It's
subject
just-
for the show driving
it's
down this
abandoned.
morning,
It's just abandoned.
I went past a guy in a white guy, full dreads, practicing his boxing in the middle of the street.
Perfect.
And I thought, we're not making up shit. And this is what people have to understand. When we come out with stories of Dundee, it's absolutely true.
Well, I was working on the day. I tell you, the guy tripped for like 100 metres. I just
Yes.
saw him run past and bash his. He's pissed. He pissed himself and everything.
Oh, wonderful.
And he was offended that I was trying to help him.
That's what happens. That's right.
Other time years ago, I saw the guy in the one-leg guy in a wheelchair that got stuck in a pothole. And he was blocking traffic. And I went out to help him. And he went, fuck off! So I just left him there. He was just turning in a circle.
Yeah.
Fuck off!
That's what happens. But
You
this is
see a lot of people with one legs in Dundee.
that's just there's a lot of drinking. But here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I said this before.
Mm-hmm.
Went for our vaccine down at the city centre in the Caird Hall,
Yeah.
a big music place, and we went in there.
Mm-hmm.
But people were nervous to go down because in Dundee, dealing with authority, you're in trouble.
Oh.
So loads of people were like, "Oh, I don't like that." When they went in, they went, "Oh, they're lovely.
Oh,
it's
they're
really
nice
nice." People were shocked that nurses and doctors were actually caring.
Oh.
They're not used to it.
Biggest teaching hospital in Europe.
That's right, and that's the problem with it. When you're in it, it's oversized, understaffed.
Is it any coincidence that the morgue is directly behind the Greggs?
Oh God Almighty!
Is that a coincidence?
That's a good point. Speaking of hospitals, we didn't do a podcast last. Was
We
it
didn't,
Friday? Because I was in Perth with my mum having surgery. She was getting an operation.
The umbilical was finally being severed.
No, they left that. That's still going.
Is it
That's
still?
how the door
I
can't
see
shut.
it.
So
It's like beef jerky.
Oh,
But it would taste. Half of it would taste like.
it's going to be salt.
Half of it will taste like potpourri, and then half of it will taste of whatever you fucking taste like.
You said potpourri because I feel you've actually tasted one. You've chewed on it.
Well, remember Hugh Fernley Whittingstall, old spunky here?
Yeah.
He did a thing years ago when it was like folk would eat their placenta. But fair enough, chewing it yourself, but don't invite your friends and family around.
I've got friends. It's unbelievable, but I do. And if they invited me around and they've served me up placenta, I would take the plate, smash it, and cut their throat.
Is that what haggis is?
It's pretty close.
It's
Haggis
the
is
same.
lovely.
No, haggis is
I
delicious.
don't like neeps. They're disgusting.
No, neeps are wonderful. The king of vegetables.
I hate them.
No.
They're too fragrant.
Oh, they're delicious.
But haggis,
Exotic.
you get a lot of bad reputation.
Uh-huh.
But it's a wonderful food.
It's delicious.
It's so
Spicy.
good.
Spicy.
Spicy,
Spiced awful.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, Dundee's yeah, it's true. The North, kind of Highlanders have got their Highland whimsy.
That's right.
Aberdonians have got the oil money.
This is
Glasgow's got the razor gangs.
Inverness has got the religion.
Edinburgh's got the brothels.
That's
Dundee,
correct.
what does Dundee
What
have?
an amount of brothels they have
Oh,
in
Edinburgh's
Edinburgh.
very fur coat and no knickers. Edinburgh. Dundee has
Little England.
claims to fame. Scotland's first McDonald's.
We invented beta blockers.
Don't speak. Yeah. Some surgery, keyhole stuff.
Yeah, that's from Dundee.
Timex watches.
The
They employed a
Spectrum
lot
computer.
of people. Let's just say the Swiss weren't overly worried about the Timex factory in Dundee.
We've had more bears escape and kill people in this city than anywhere else in
No,
the
but
world.
Dundee's more of people break into the zoo and kill the animals. That tends to
That
happen
happens
here.
a fair bit, yeah.
The animals often put up a fight. That Jeremy tore the guy's arm out of the
I
socket.
know him.
I know he's dead now, I think.
I knew him, and he was a wild,
Bit foolish.
a bit wild, but
Don't taunt
You're
a
going
bear.
but apparently went to grab his nose, the bear's nose, right
He's
at the
throwing
mouth.
stones at everything. What a fucking
Bit
idiot.
his hand off.
Tore off at the...
It was-
just...
It wasn't. It was his wrist.
So he hit it with
It
him.
was wrist.
I rubbed myself against Jeremy.
You told me that. It's a weird thing.
They put him away to get him stuffed.
Yeah.
But Jeremy was a woman. It's a she-bear.
Mhm.
You'd think a fucking zoo would understand
They
the
didn't know.
difference. They didn't know.
They weren't going in with
They
it.
weren't
Huge
going-
hands.
After it tore that guy's arm off, they
They
thought,
would just
we'll leave
throw
him be.
hands in
We'll
every
leave him
day.
be.
Yeah, fuck
And
that shit.
they sent him away to get him stuffed.
Yeah.
And he was going to be a focal point to the museum.
Of course. I
Can
see
you
what you're
imagine?
doing. Oh my God, you're just...
They made him into a rock.
It's great.
I scratched Mers with one of his claws. Big claws.
Oh, big
Dangerous.
claws. But identity. So you see where I'm
Are you
coming
saying-
from here.
Well, this is what annoys me as well about stuff. Stirling has the bloody murder thing, the crime stuff. Edinburgh obviously has got everything.
Yeah,
they've all got stuff.
We have
Dundee had the
nothing.
Blues Bonanza, which was over the hill blues bands playing in shit Dundee pubs, and then the person that ran it died. It was a one-man operation, and then what's it called? Scent of Blue now.
It
A
was
taste of-
technically the biggest blues festival in the world at one point. We had more venues than...
But blues,
It was-
you don't need. I like going into a pub and a bit of live music.
Yeah.
Lovely. No, that was it. No, nothing.
It's terrible.
I have a theory that it's the powers that be, the businesses don't like stuff in Dundee.
No, they don't.
They don't like events happening in the
They
town,
don't. It never
especially
works.
at night.
Very famously, I think we've gone over this before, but bands would play Dundee
Yeah.
and just get heckled off the stage by every single member of the audience.
Uh,
Everyone paid for their tickets, and then just went, "You think you're better than us? Get off!" and throw shit at them. Every single member of the audience. I think Morrissey got booed off the stage. The Cure got booed off the stage. Everyone.
Why?
It's
Were
bizarre.
They were offended that people would come here.
I don't know, but the tickets, I remember the tickets weren't particularly cheap. And people spent a lot of money, went in and got angry. It's a strange thing. They
It
get
was
angry at the
between
band.
going to see Morrissey or feeding the kids.
Probably. And
They
went to
maybe
see
lost a kid.
Yeah.
Cause
Or sold a kid to get the ticket.
To get the ticket.
But there used to be a booking.
Daffodils. That would have scared people in Dundee. A daffodil. A loose
They
daffodil.
don't like that. But
it's like
there
a
used to be a
vegetable.
booking book. It was like a big, thick phone book. And it was all the places in the UK.
Uh-huh.
There was actually a thing, don't book in Dundee. It
Oh,
said
Jesus
it,
Christ.
don't book in Dundee. There's nowhere to book. There's no point. There's no public
Bjork,
support.
Bjork played.
Booed off the stage.
Was she?
Yeah. Everyone's been booed
She
off
would
the
have
stage.
attacked every single member of the audience. Just clawed them,
Wiry.
disemboweled
She's like
them.
one of those. She's like an angry.
Once she was
beaver.
on you wouldn't get her off.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts. Bjork. Well,
I
it's
like her.
level 42.
Oh, they're always.
Good evening, Glasgow!
Yes.
Then they left.
That's very common.
That is.
And I think Chrissy Hine done that the other year. She said, it's great to be in Glasgow. Crowd went fucking silent.
Brian Cox, most famous Dundonian,
From across the road from me.
was asked. He was on GMB years ago. And where are you from, Brian? A small town outside Glasgow. He's changed his tune now.
Oh, yeah.
Changed his fucking
Because
tune
there's a
now.
V&A. You fuck.
You fuck
A
you,
small
Brian.
town outside Glasgow. Fucking 60 miles away.
No.
The other side of the country.
Other side of the world, really.
Do you know, I think I've said this, but we're further west than Liverpool.
How?
Isn't that weird?
I have a theory. I like the
Still
Scouse.
can't.
I like the Scouse.
I like Liverpool.
I like the
I
Scouse.
like it.
The Scouse are a decent bunch of people.
Yeah.
They've got good principles.
Okay.
And they dislike the Sun newspaper
That's wonderful.
and certain segments of the political estate.
Uh-huh.
And they are pilloried. There's a campaign against the Scouse.
There always has been. Yeah, yeah.
They're just treated like shit.
Where they're like really scummy, poor,
Yeah.
and that's absolute nonsense.
It's because they stand
Liverpool's
up.
a lovely
Yeah,
place.
it's because they stand up for themselves. It's weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll get
It's
that.
a lot of jealousy. I think all the London people didn't like the 60s, and Liverpool got so much. Why are these fuckers getting all the attention?
Yeah,
Remember the days when.
Although Cilla Black.
Aye, fuck
Oh,
her.
Jesus.
Remember the days when people used to pretend to be working class on the telly? Poshos couldn't thrive. Now
Yeah.
they're fucking everywhere.
They're everywhere, and they're all in Marvel films. Super posh.
yeah,
boys.
posh actors. That's all the UK
They don't
produce.
even. They're not great actors either.
They
They're
don't have
just
to be.
posh.
I've seen it in action, though. There was an idiot that worked, Rob he was called,
Mhm.
his name was Rob, disliked him intensely. Posh kind of accent.
Mhm.
And I saw management just enthralled to him. They thought he was clever and trustworthy, and he was a piece of turd.
Yes.
And they just, I saw how they react to a posh voice, they become subservient to him. It's weird.
I knew this, I won't say her name, but she ran a gallery in Brighton.
Okay.
And she
Lot
was
of
a
money in
lovely,
Brighton.
good friend of mine.
Mhm.
Really nice person.
Mm-hmm.
But
Posh?
she came from she came
Oh.
from an estate, and she
Mhm.
came from but she knew how to play it.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched her
Mm-hmm.
morph into a middle class,
Oh, it's quite easy.
Prosecco drinking. I don't know, it was a very strange thing. But there was
Yeah.
subtleties.
If you have shoes on,
And
you're
she could
middle
hide.
class. Yeah.
She could hide subtleties about herself. She
Mm.
rode a motorbike. That kind of gives it away.
Yeah, it does.
But
Yeah, no, it's...
she was a delight. But she could change.
Mhm.
And I went to
Dundee
the
needs
gallery,
an
and everyone
attempt.
saw me as this sort of poor working class.
Still.
But she was the same.
Yeah, she was
She was the same. Yeah, it was really
It's all
strange.
just bullshit. Everything.
It is. It is.
Reinvention, that's a thing they don't like in this country. They like I knew your mother.
Oh God, I know
And
where you're
whereas
from.
Americans just like, they don't go American. You're very rich, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's dead
Class here is very different to America. Very different.
Well, I keep saying this to you. You can't have sensible class system in this country when you've got a queen.
That's right. Because they're going about the caste system in India, but we have it
Yeah,
here.
we have it here.
It's exactly
That's
the same.
why the Indians not got on well initially.
It's
They
exactly
just
the
fed
same.
right into their shit.
To their existing
just,
levels.
God, you hate poor people. God, so do we.
Mhm.
Oh, fucking hell, brilliant.
Yeah.
I turned on the telly this morning, and they were polishing
Mhm.
100-year-olds cannons to fire them today for the Queen. And these horses were all getting fucking groomed. And I thought, what's this bullshit? What is
the
this
Queen
bullshit?
is in the next phase of her life. She's dying. But
it's a lot.
but
But she'll
wait.
die for 10 years.
she'll
mate.
die for 10 years. And now it's Camilla's going to be Queen. This is all very convenient.
She's
big news, isn't
she's
it?
been anointed, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
We're
the-
not looking
the
at
Queen-
the
the-
fucking
the Queen-
pervy Andrew.
The Queen realises if she died without sorting this shit out, people don't like Camilla. For whatever. Because all of Lady Di, we're home economics, kin. An ordinary girl status, kin. Poshest bitch going.
and the
Never mind.
cousin of Prince Charles.
Yeah, but it's posh.
Jesus.
But the Queen has anointed Camilla.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happening just now. And we've got the cannon and the horses
Oh my
and the
God.
whole Queen's Guard and all this shit. Just somebody stop for a minute. And nobody's allowed to say, there's not a journalist in the BBC that can say, this is all about
Bullshit.
bullshit, isn't it? And they never go up to somebody in the street. What do you think of the royal? Have you noticed? Never asked any fucker in the street.
Never.
What do you think of Prince Andrew? He's a nonce.
He's
The
in
whole
the-
lot of them should be
Put
thrown
them in
out.
jail. Fuck a lot of them.
Just get rid of them.
That's right.
Put our money towards someone better.
That's right.
Biff.
But that
she called it-
identity, they're,
But the
they're
Queen said,
managing.
she made a thing today where she goes, it's been an honour being your servant.
Oh, you
She's
cunt.
not my servant.
You cunt. Eh?
I'm supposed.
My path needs clearing the weeds. Where was she?
Do you know do you know how you know the servant boss relationship? It's the one that bows at the other one.
Ah, that's quite right.
You know, the Queen
That's
won't
quite
come and
right.
bow. She wouldn't fucking clean my feet.
I would never bow to her.
I would. I'd be perfectly civil. She's an old lady.
She's an old lady, and I'm not one of these people that go, fuck her, I hope she
No.
dies. And that. No,
No.
you can't go down that
But I'm
route.
not bowing.
But I'm
I'd
not
go, "How-
bowing.
How you doing,
How
hen?
you doing?
How you doing, hen?
How you doing, hen?
You missing that, Phil?
Holy shit, your son's trouble.
Randy Goat, wasn't he?
Jesus Christ, he's caused you hassle.
Sorry to hear about Andrew.
We had someone same in the family as well. We just punched the fuck out of him. Never seen him again.
No, it's gone quiet in that front. They won't obviously give us any updates during
They're
the
now-
Jubilee.
Andrew's team is now saying that this girl who's suing him, she was the sex trafficker.
Okay, I see that. I see,
See
that.
what's
See what
go-
they're doing
The
there.
cruelty, the
I see what-
viciousness.
see
He's
what-
a piece of shit.
See what it's doing there.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. The ones that own the jets. If you
Mhm.
fly in the jets, not as much as when you own the jet.
When I was staying in Kansas City,
Mm-hmm.
it's a delight. And where I was the right poor area.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking, there's a local gang, and they were really nice guys. They were fascinated with the accent. So we're
Was
just
that
talking.
Crips? Bloods and Crips?
I don't know what they were, but they used to wear Disney slippers.
Of course they did.
And I that made them very soft to me. But when I saw their guns, I went, oh.
Mm-hmm.
But they were really nice to me. They were
Mhm.
a lot of fun. And I was saying that, and it's like the police are constantly patrolling. The police are after you. They're after you. And I'm like, but none of you have got these submarines coming in the country or jets or any.
Low level.
It's all low. This is pointless.
Yeah, it's just
You'll never end this.
No, you will never end it.
So there has to be a point where they're just either allowing it or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You've got...
Have you tried to sneak some mints in it?
Oh,
They'll get you.
They get drugs into prison. They
Exactly.
can't stop getting drugs into prison.
The-
Like the UK, it's an island. You could pull up anywhere. They're so worried about these poor bastards with a few folk in a wee inflatable dinghy coming across.
See, this is the distraction.
The only way you stop drugs is to stop people having an interest. And drug usage has gone down.
And especially in Portugal, where it's legal,
Young people take
Nobody give a
young
shit.
people take less
they
drugs.
take away the mystery, the
Just to
avant-garde,
give
the
it-
nonsense.
For your
Yes.
18th birthday, you should get that selection box of sweeties, but just drugs.
Just drugs.
There you go.
That's it.
Have a go. See what you
That's it.
think.
Because here, I was the black sheep,
Because you didn't take drugs.
and I didn't want. All my friends were taking heroin and that,
Aye.
smoking it. And
You're
we're
such
talking.
a pussy.
We're
Yeah.
talking 13 years
I've seen
old.
you drive. I knew you wouldn't have taken heroin.
And I just went, nah, fuck them. And I was the black sheep, and everyone thought I was weird.
Oh, God.
Everyone thought I was weird.
I've never taken heroin. I get the feeling it'd be quite good.
I get the feeling too. But that's
the
the problem.
problem.
Yeah, that's the issue.
I've
I'm not going to say it must be awful.
I've
no.
had morphine and it was pleasant. So
I've
I'm
had
thinking,
morphine, knocked me out.
So some good old heroin, Ken.
Yeah, I get it. I understand it. But no, I was the black
Wonder what
sheep.
crack cocaine's like. Must be fairly good. I've heard a lot of people get a lot of cleaning done when they've got a bit of the crack cocaine.
Oh my god,
Crack cocaine.
it's terrible.
Oh, for fucking
Awful.
hell. But you just, yeah. Oh, fucking,
Crystal
this is-
meth and that.
that
so
was Dundee's thing of drug deaths. That was quite a big thing.
We are the number one in the world.
Scotland in general's got a problem.
Yeah, but number one in the world for drug deaths.
Mhm.
Head.
They're giving
Population.
everybody the injection, so if your mate peels over, you can...
Oh yeah, I can just phone up now. There's so many drug deaths in Dundee.
Mhm.
You can just phone up and get this needle and just hit them in the chest or eye or whatever. And everyone's walking around. There's so many people lining the road.
Just waiting.
And I heard someone sent for one of the needles and they got 5. They got the full pack.
The thing is, if you inject somebody, you have to run away from them because they will attack you.
Oh my God.
Because they have just spent money and they're enjoying it.
You imagine that?
So they come out of it furious.
Oh my God.
It's like if you're having a fucking mince pie and you're halfway through and somebody snatches out
a vegetarian
you're not
pie.
You're not going to be happy
If someone
with
touched that, I'd kill them.
vegetarian pie.
But I do it weekly.
Like a
'cause I'm-
scallop, a cheese and ham toasty scallop.
Oh, that's lovely.
Getting one of the scallops.
Oh, I love that, yeah.
When
That's
somebody
nice.
just snatched it.
Makes it special when it's...
You're halfway through your Mars bar milkshake.
Oh, God, I'd go mental. That's a proper junkie drink
So
right
they
there.
need, it does. So they need an identity.
Yes,
But the
that's where I'm
problem with
going. What do we do?
problem with Dundee is the entire council structure are idiots. The
Very
management.
badly,
So there's
notoriously.
nobody. It needs some piece of shit, big personality
Yes,
to just
someone you hate but fucking
you're
get shit
like,
done.
yeah. You
That's
need,
the truth of it.
You do. You need some fucker that's got some razzmatazz about them
Yeah,
to just
just to get stuff.
just get something
Because
going.
even in the council, if you're in Dundee, the people who run Dundee, you don't know their names, you don't know who
Nothing.
they are. There's nothing. You go to Glasgow, there's pictures of them. People are aware of their councillors. They're aware
But
of their...
Dundee's got everything here. We've got
Just
enough.
don't-
We've got the hotels.
Mhm.
We've got the restaurants. We've got the fucking space.
We've got an
we could-
award-winning hotel now. It's just opened.
We could hold better things than fucking some shit band every. How often do they come?
Oh, nobody
Level
comes here.
42.
We've got 2 stadiums.
Rita Ora came.
Oh, Jesus, how awful. We've got 2 stadiums that are across the road from each other.
Yeah.
Never put a gig on.
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
All the big stadiums around Scotland, all the
Yeah.
rugby and that, they put them on.
I don't know what it is. Is it that?
We're central.
Well, no, it's a northeast attitude's very peculiar.
Yes, I
It's-
say as well, shut the airport and get the bigger planes in at Lookers.
Right.
There's-
Glasgow.
They use it for that anyway.
Glasgow's got more of a kind of entrepreneurial spirit, more of a bombast to it. Glasgow.
100%, yeah.
Dundee. It's a northeast, man. People
Dundee,
just don't like. They'll let
We've
somebody
are
come
proud
in.
failures.
An incomer can come in and boss everybody about, but if a local tries it, they're in trouble.
Dude, I have the world's smallest business,
Mhm.
and I've been told, oh, you think you're better than Lochee?
I was once told that because I had a suit on.
Oh, yeah.
I went
Yeah.
for a drink in a suit, and a guy approached
Are you
me
going
and said,
to a wedding or a funeral? No.
no,
Court date? No.
no.
Then you shouldn't be wearing a
I think
suit.
it was a job interview, and then I went for a few drinks, and the guy came up, went out of his way to come up to me and goes, "Who the fuck do you think you are?"
Yes.
I says, "Excuse me."
You'll get
He
that.
says, "You've got a suit on."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What are you talking about?
Hmm.
You fucking idiot."
I've never worn a suit,
I like a suit.
and I've never owned or worn. I've never.
No.
No.
I,
You know what puts me off?
what?
Not the look of it. A guy can look really smart
yeah.
and that. That's fine. The collar. Oh, I'm one of the typical guys that don't like anything around my neck. I hate it.
That's not what your missus said.
I
When
don't
you're
like it.
When it's tight around your neck, it's a
But I don't like it. It touches you.
chokey wank.
Yeah, it makes your skin raw. I don't like that.
Wank. No, it
Don't
doesn't
like
make your
that at
skin raw. Oh, just a starch collar.
I don't like that. Yeah.
No.
that puts me off. But
No,
it looks smart now. I don't mind
It
it.
does look smart.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
No, so we need to reach out and get somebody to give us an identity.
Once I had to wear a shirt and tie, though. I did wear that 20 years ago because I was working at the taxis and the guy was off that was meant to take the old folk to Remembrance Sunday.
Oh,
So they went, go in the cupboard, their shirts, the work shirts, put it on, put a tie on. Didn't know how to do it. I had to go in the office and get one of the girls to put the tie on. I have no idea.
Jobs I do, I don't require a tie. But I've worked with a few people over the years who insist on wearing a tie.
Oh, that's different.
And I'm a bit suspicious
That's
of
different.
them.
They've got to wear a tie.
They put one on purpose.
Do you want to know something?
What?
Go surfing.
Mm-hmm.
I knew a guy that would turn up every day, shirt and tie,
Jesus.
and he would surf, and he'd go back.
Fucking
And
hippies.
we're putting like hoodies on, and then quick to get warm again. He's like that, adjusting his tie and getting. He was a weird guy.
That's a bit weird.
He's from the university.
There's a
so-
few taxi drivers you see in Dundee who wear shirts and ties, and you're like,
They used to be required at my
weird.
work. They were required.
Weird.
We had standards at mine. We had expensive cars. And
Give me the worst
shirts and
street in
ties.
Dundee is. Across from the old steeple. Where
Yeah.
the bus stops
Yeah.
are. Have you walked along
Yeah.
there at night?
Mm-hmm. That's
That is a peculiar. It's like that street in the one on YouTube. It's the guy goes along the same street, Philadelphia.
There's a lot of people.
It's
about
an
there.
element of that to
Mhm.
it. There's a real tang in there.
It's not a good place. It's not a good place.
Never use a Dundee bus stop or phone box.
See, that's another thing in Dundee. You go to some place like Edinburgh, they've
Mhm.
invested ridiculous money in their transport.
Oh, the buses are tremendous.
We've got nothing.
Oh, saying that, they've got a few lecky buses now.
Oh, there's electric buses. Do you notice they're noisier
Are they noisier?
than the diesel ones because they've got fans in the back to keep them cool, and they go past. So what the hell's that?
They're nice buses, though.
You get Wi-Fi on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
You've just got to improve public transport. Has to be good. But they keep speaking about the trams in Dundee.
That'll never come back.
Of course it
It'll
won't.
never. Where are they going to get
Where
the
are they
money?
going to go? But the Edinburgh trams are a waste of time.
They were
Nobody's on them.
terrible. They were
That
terrible.
was an ego. That's maybe what Dundee doesn't have. An ego.
An ego.
You can't do an ego project if you don't have an ego.
See, in things
They don't like building. They're building V&A.
yeah,
That's a new thing.
yeah.
But other than that, it's basically just tarting up old stuff.
Well, when Eden comes
Mm-hmm.
and the Amazon Stadium, gaming stadium, they're private companies. Those things will fucking fly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They will be great.
Yeah.
And I am telling you, within a year or two, Dundee Council are now working in conjunction with some private firm to run the V&A, and the V&A will do better things.
Okay.
You can't do it.
It's funny how everybody
council
comes
are not businessmen,
everybody
they're-
comes and complains about the V&A to me when I speak to them. There's just not enough stuff in it.
Yeah.
Every time. But they'll disregard that. They're like, no, they don't know what they're talking about because we're the V&A. It's clearly not enough stuff in it.
See, there is an ego,
Yeah.
but it's the people that run it.
Yeah. Well, they all wear rah-rah skirts.
And they're a bit too old for that nonsense.
A lot of people with blue specs.
Yes. Very horn rim specs.
A lot
of that going
a
on.
lot of guys with bow ties.
It's like we have a place here called the DCA.
Mm.
DCA?
DCA.
Right.
Dundee Contemporary Arts.
And it's all artists and
People with
promoting.
trainers.
Nobody from Dundee gets promoted in it. It's the strangest place and elitist in a way.
It's a bit of
It's
a rough building, though.
Awful.
They didn't put bin recesses in it.
Oh, that's
And
an issue.
there's a tale that it was built back to front. That's a Dundee thing.
You know what?
That's a tale.
You just said that and I'd go, actually, that makes a bit of sense.
They always say stuff's built back to front. They always say that, but everything in Dundee, 'cause they just built that back to
Well, the
front.
schools in Dundee that are actually getting knocked down now, they're all disappearing.
There's not any kids
But
in
there
Dundee.
there was in
They're
the
all-
60s, there was lots of schools getting built.
Mhm.
And to buy the plans and to
Mhm.
do all this, it's really expensive.
Mhm.
And so they just flipped them.
No.
And they're all opposite schools.
Okay.
They're mirror. You would go to Dryborough Primary, you had one there, then you had the mirror image in Charleston.
Oh.
The exact same school, but the mirror image.
Oh.
It was the strangest thing.
Some of those schools are well built, though. Brick school. There's a nice school
They
behind.
weren't brick, they were horrible
There was a brick.
things.
There was a brick school they knocked down beside not the little theatre. You know the one I mean? Next to the Wellcome Trust building,
Yeah.
and that's been turned into these.
That
new,
was a beautiful brick building.
that could have been
yeah.
something interesting, but they've built this thing now.
Just horrible.
It says flats, but they've all. I think they've got
They're
heat.
called 40-year flats. They've got a life of 40 years on them.
I think they're slightly better.
Oh,
But they've got heat reclamation system in place, ground heat and stuff. There's
Right.
big. If you walk past them, there's a lot of gubbins in the front.
right, okay. But the
Follow Gubbins.
school that went,
Oh, it's lovely.
oh,
They could have turned that into something interesting. Saying that, their ambition in Dundee is they just turn buildings into like a youth centre. that's not
and they
enough.
never work.
And
They
you
never
know,
work.
you
A
need-
hub for every junkie to sit in all day.
Just,
Well,
if anything's got a pool table in it, it's not worth
when I was a
bothering.
kid in Dundee,
Mhm.
there was schools in every
Oh,
housing
yeah.
estate. There was a school for it.
Well, the women
They're
were just
all
popping
gone.
out bairns.
There's no kids anymore.
The minute, that's a tale I've heard many a time, the minute the baby was out, the father was back in again.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
You just didn't leave any gaps.
Just messy.
You just couldn't.
Oh, there'd be paper towels everywhere.
I mean, just he
But-
was on the placenta,
Oh,
getting geared up.
don't do that motion, man. I've not had my breakfast yet. But
Ugh.
no, there's no kids now.
No,
And
no.
all the playgrounds, like in Dryborough, had a school,
Uh-huh.
a huge a green area.
It's like Children of Men, Dundee.
Yeah, the playground at the back
Mhm.
now has like 30 houses on it. It was
Oh.
that big.
Yeah.
There's no playgrounds.
No,
there's
no
nothing
playground.
for kids.
All the toddlers have entered the weapons programme.
That's it. There's nothing. There's so
The
few
catacombs
kids.
under Dundee, they're fighting.
Oh, you could hear
A
them.
super being. It's maybe Elon Musk starting just harvesting our children to go
Oh,
into
that could be it.
There'll be Dundonians on Mars.
Oh, could it be they're ruining that as well?
they just
It's nothing to do.
they're used to taking tablets.
That's very
They don't
true.
like food.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're used to bad air.
See, you could
They're
say.
skinny and wee. You could fit a lot of them in a space.
I think there's a positive in this, though.
What?
right? And I think the madness that we're talking about is actually...
As that's untapped potential.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a bold assertion.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Let's hear it.
Anytime, like, you look at New York, late 70s, early 80s.
It's a grumpy place.
It's grumpy to say the least. But everyone was knocked down and left, and it looked exactly like Dundee at that period. The same, right? And out of that came amazing art, music, culture. But we don't recognise that what people are doing in Dundee now is a growth of culture and art. They don't recognise it because the only one they'll recognise are accepted forms.
Okay.
That's it.
There's a few Dundee rappers.
There is, but there's other music coming out of Dundee that I've seen as well. And I actually thought, what the fuck is that?
You got your finger on the pulse.
And it's kind of, I keep an eye on it. And I heard this music and I don't even know what it is.
Oh, God.
And that is interesting.
Oh, electro pop.
It's a bit of everything.
Oh.
But it's
do you
done in a style
do you not like pop music sung with a Scots accent?
I don't mind it.
I don't like that mid-Atlantic shit people do.
The mid-Atlantic thing is a bit
annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, that's awful. But the thing is, when you hear
Did
someone
you hear a guy?
singing,
Have you heard a guy called Sam Spender? I might be wrong with this name. He came on the radio the other day and he's a Geordie and he sings with a Geordie accent. It's quite refreshing.
That's fine. Because it's the part of your brain, because people say, oh, you sing with an American accent. You don't. You actually sing with a part of the brain that has a neutral sound. If you sing with an accent, you're actually singing with the part of your brain that does the talking. So when you hear people who sing with an accent, and you'll find this, they've got more to say and it's more conversational in their lyrics because that's the part of the brain that's working.
That's true.
So you'll get more folk singers that sing with an accent.
Yes, you're
and
right.
that's just part of the brain that's used.
That's
and then you'll get more esoteric, oh, I love you
Gary
from
Glitter.
a distance.
Did Gary Glitter sing with an American accent?
No, I think he has.
He'd a lot to say. Not so much now.
He's a bit quiet now. Jesus Christ.
And Rolf Harris.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Jake the Peg with extra leg.
Oh, two little boys.
He told us
Two
it was all
boys. Two little boys he sang about.
It was just all there. He was out in the open.
Oh,
he wasn't hiding anything.
That's the thing. When you look back, you're like, oh,
clearly.
It's just
no, they were clearly pederasts.
It's like you look at Prince Andrew at the moment in that interview, which I watched again at the weekend.
It's
I can't
glorious.
stop.
I could watch it every day.
It came up, I was just autoplay on YouTube, and it came up with someone doing the sort of body language, and I watched the whole thing of it. And the guy's doing the body language. He's very into this, but when Prince Andrew stopped, he goes, "I'll pause it there." Oh, he's just had enough of this guy. He's like, this is terrible.
There's something about it.
Yeah.
One of his daughters like, stop.
Who told him to do this interview?
No, it's the thing. Nobody.
Awful.
People did tell him, and he ignored them.
He's so full of it. What I love at the moment in the interview, he goes, "Oh no, it wasn't the guy. It was his girlfriend. I knew her from university. I've known her a long time. I'm a good friend of her. And now he's saying, I don't even know who she is.
Fuck,
Genius.
I wouldn't recognise her on the street.
Genius.
Wonderful stuff.
Oh, he's beating us. He's so smart.
He's so smart.
He's lovely, isn't it?
But he's just he's the piñata. They're just putting all their filth onto him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a sacrificial goat.
Yeah.
And they'll just blame, and the royal family will just excise him like a tuber.
Yeah.
And the royal family will endure. It's all part of a strategy.
Yeah.
These fuckers, they've been at this for a long time.
They're a lot smarter than we are at this. Yeah.
They're not smart people.
They're brutal. But they can just do it.
But they have a simple focus.
The way
We have to endure, and we shall. They'll do anything. I'm led to. I think they used to give them a powder. I don't know if it was the Queen's mother, but I think her granddad.
Right.
They just put him down like a dog. He was lingering.
That's
because they can't have somebody linger.
Oh, it's amazing.
You can't be in your bed for 2 years. You've got you get up, sir, like a horse.
Done.
Princess Anne does it. She'll just click. She'll have one of those things for killing
the wee
sheep.
bolt thing in the head.
I'm not dead yet. Anne chasing them about the house. But Prince Andrew wakes up and Anne's just throttling him. She's got got her foot in him. She's just like that. Fuck.
Yeah, she's Princess Anne looks tough.
Oh fuck, aye.
She's tough. Yeah.
Well, they gave her if you see, the royal family are always quite bonny when they're young kids. And that.
Yeah.
But as they get older, it just all goes weird. Yeah, because the Queen was attractive as a young lady.
What's known as Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Johnny Depp. He's not done himself any favours.
He's a heavy drinker.
There's a video keeps coming on. He's playing a guitar and shit. Bloody bloat. A bloat.
He dresses like
An idiot.
No, you know when a magician pulls the
He's got well stuffed cuffs.
yeah, but he just leaves them on.
I
him.
bet it's just a snottery tissue.
It's all the what do you call it? It's all the hankies tied together, colourful. But he just wraps them around his neck.
It's like Keith Richards. Keith Richards dresses like a plonker.
Yeah,
I've not seen Keith Richards for a long time. Is he still doing that stuff?
I haven't seen him for a long time either.
He must be running out of
But I
road.
liked when their drummer died, and a week later they're on stage with a new drummer. Didn't give a fuck.
Just not a fuck.
Not
No,
a
they're like
fuck.
the royal family.
You would have just went, look, we're
I
in
was-
our 80s. Maybe it's just time to.
Nobody
one of our
wants
members
to-
died. We've lasted so long.
We're not
Let's
at our,
just-
we're not at our best.
Let's just let it go.
Because Mick Jagger keeps telling people he can go forever, but a man at his age cannot run about the stage the whole time. It's impossible.
It's awful.
They must have sleight of hand. They must
With his 43-year-old wife or something.
yeah. They must have loads of breaks, and
Yeah.
he's maybe got one of that wee stools. Can the golf stools you have? He's maybe got one of them he's sat on all the time.
Oh, God,
maybe his
yeah.
legs are just solid steel pipes.
Like
so he's
Douglas Bader.
Aye.
Click, click, click. Can't sneak up on
when
anyone.
he stands, he's not using any energy. Maybe
Just-
he's got like a
Just
fucking.
smarty tubes on his legs.
Maybe he's got a wee like suit, like a wee power suit on underneath,
Oh, he
like
could.
Tony
The money
Stark.
he's got like $500 million or something or more.
Is he?
Yeah, he's rich
He
as
had
fuck.
a song. Him and Jack Black put a song out over lockdown.
Oh,
Fucking
never heard
hit.
it,
No,
yeah.
well, you don't need to.
Don't want to hear it.
Jack Black's an idiot as well. Not Jack Black.
Jack
White.
Jack White.
Close. I was close.
I actually really like Jack White.
Well, no, you wouldn't like this song. He
No.
put out. No.
Jack White is actually a really, really talented
Oh,
guy.
he's a good musician.
He's a good
He's
musician.
not sleeping with his own sister.
That was his wife.
Sister wife. It's fine. I'm not judging.
But
I'm not judging.
he's very good. He's actually a very good musician.
Jerry Lee Lewis, he was sleeping with his sister, cousin wife,
Oh God, yeah.
daughter.
Check out Jack White's band, The Dead Weather.
It's unlikely.
Oh, really
Very-
good.
very
They're very good. They're
very
very, very good.
Very, very unlikely.
Dead
I don't
Weather
know.
are good.
The Dead Wither or
Yeah.
Weather.
I think it's Dead Weather. I think it's Dead Weather.
Mm.
No, they're very good.
Okay.
They're very good.
Are
But
they, are they as good as the Black Crows?
Oh, the Black Crows. I really
What
liked their
happened to
first
them?
album.
What happened to them?
Oh, they're still touring.
They're
They're
still
going.
touring.
But I really loved their first album.
But-
and
but-
these are one of these bands. These are Crocodile Dundee.
Uh-huh.
I love this. Don't need to see a sequel.
No.
And you loved the first album. And they were so young when they done the first album. Like 17, 18.
I heard that Chris Shadowin's favourite band is Kula Shaker.
Oh, God. Oh, really?
Is he still with us, Chris?
Oh, God.
Maybe we could
Kula
get Chris to
Shaker.
help out Dundee. He's an ideas
Now,
man.
the guitarist, and now wasn't he some posh boy? I'm sure he was.
He was John Mills's grandson.
That's right. He was a posh kid.
Crispin Mills.
Oh, my God. You know
There's no
everything.
many
There's no Crispins in
no
Dundee.
Crispins on my council estate. Crispin.
Crispin. That'd get the
There's
shit.
Crispin dry, but
Oh,
there's
but
no
You
Crispin.
get the shit kicked out of you.
Crispin.
Oh my God.
Tarquin.
Crispin. Yeah. Cuthbert. All these names.
I
You're
don't think
fucked.
you get Cuthbert. I worked with a Gilbert, but I don't think
Gilbert.
it was
Gilbert's okay. I think a Gilbert's
There's no
okay.
Gilberts anymore.
But there's no
Who was
Gilberts.
that musician in the 70s? Gilbert was Gilbert.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a heartthrob at once. He
That's
became
weird.
isn't it?
Weird people can be heartthrobs.
Aye.
So look at me.
Men that people love is the ladies love him. Can him that's the gardener guy, not Monty Dong.
Monty Dong.
Monty Dong. Hey, what's the other guy? The guy with the blazer.
Oh my God.
He's appalling. He's just like a
It's
right
awful.
fucking-
What's the thing with middle-aged women that are really wanting a divorce, but they're still in the marriage, liking gardeners and cooks?
Remember fucking what's her name? Charlie Dimmock, the old guy. She used to
Oh
wank over
God! And
because she never wore a bra.
oh, it was
Have you
horrific.
seen her now?
Is she bad?
Well, she was never good.
No, she wasn't. But
But
I imagine they're down to the knees now, eh?
she's
And we can say this. We can
'cause
talk
we're-
about people
we're
because we're ugly as
We're
fuck.
ugly bastards. Yeah, but I'm not on the TV.
As I've always said,
Mm-hmm.
women like a bit of rough, and you don't get rougher than us.
Rough, oh God. Well, not that fine sandpaper with the coarse stuff.
Yeah, the stuff that you.
The stuff is just pebbles.
We're Harlan
We're
in a
Har-
council estate wall. It takes the
It's
skin off your elbows.
The stuff that's mainly flint.
That's the stuff. It glistens, and there's blood all along it. That's
Oh.
the yeah.
There was in the council estate I grew up in, there was a gap. They'd run out of material, and they just had this path between two houses. It wasn't a very wide at all. You could just about get a dog through it, but you could go in there and shout, and it would just echo. And we'd, as kids, just stand
shout
there
and
and shout,
echo.
but you'd get scratched.
Well, that's the thing.
If you ran through it, you'd lose your elbows.
You could tell everyone where they come from
Mhm.
around me because each estate has different Harlan.
Styling.
And the posh ones had the wee smooth stones, the wee
White one.
pebbles.
Yeah.
Oh, they were all like a fawn colour, and they were just all lovely. But when you get that white flint stuff, oh my
Proper
God.
chuckies. I always was fascinated by, they had a bit, any time they had a bit of space in a council estate,
Yeah,
they'd throw some concrete down and put some big beach pebbles in it.
yeah, they love that.
And folk would fucking get the beach pebbles out, and you'd be left with the socket.
Yeah, that's
Well, mate, I was at school, we bashed me in the head with one of them. But he hit me right in the donk, and I collapsed. He knocked me out. I was lying there. I think he he put grass over me and then ran away home.
Oh, that's fair enough.
I think
Hide
I
the
would
body.
noticed me like
How many times you been knocked out?
about 4 or 5 times.
Oh, I've
I
only
think.
had 3. That's not bad.
He just bashed us. A nice smooth pebble. It left a dent in my head.
Oh my
But
God.
I just blew in it up, and it popped out.
I almost got knocked out,
Aye.
and I realised how easy it was getting a nerve. There was a bit of scaffolding poking out, and I walked backwards, and it hit me in the neck.
Oh, knocked.
And the blackness came and then went.
Oh.
I felt myself going,
Well,
but my
in
legs
films-
went.
in
You
films
just
it-
switch off.
In films, it makes it very like you can just knock people out so easily.
I've
They
been
just go,
hit so hard that nothing happens.
It's just a blackjack to the back of the
yeah,
head.
but no, well, that kind of almost happened. It just hit me right in the bone there.
Aye,
And I went, there I go, and then
well,
I came back.
That great the train robbery back
Yeah.
in the 60s, they bashed a guy in the head and he was never the same again.
Yeah.
Can knocked him out.
Concussion, it's really funny because I got, my worst concussion was my surfboard here, and I got stitches right over now. And I wasn't out, but I was properly, didn't know where I was.
Yeah.
And by night time, I went, oh, I'm back to normal, went and got stitches, because I was saying there was nothing wrong, you're out of it.
It's hard. Yeah.
So I went up, got them stitched. For about 3 months, I felt there was something off for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
To be honest with you, I still think there is.
but
How
I
long?
don't know if I got better. I went away, or I just got used to this
Just get
different
used to it.
feeling.
That would explain so much.
Yeah.
That'd explain
that's when
so much. I've been looking.
My sense of taste went.
Susan and I have been looking for a reason, and
Yeah.
we'll get some of the best experts in.
But that was the day that my
There are
sense
no
of
experts
taste
in what's
went.
wrong,
And
yeah.
after that, now this is the thing. I get everything tastes of
So
vinegar
you
and lemon,
you
but it
dre-
doesn't.
You dressed well before that.
Oh no, exactly the
Sensitive,
same.
that's
This is
okay.
probably the same
No.
clothes, still got blood in it. But after that, everything tasted of lemon and vinegar, but it doesn't, because I can taste the difference in things.
Uh-huh.
But there's a part of my brain saying, no, that's lemon. It's strange. It's a strange sensation.
You're the kind of guy that should launch Dundee's personality.
I have been saying that for fucking years.
What does it call itself? Dundee. It's got a thing. Dundee, the technological city. It calls itself something.
Well, for many years, City
The
of
friend-
Discovery.
The city of discovery. It's now city of many discoveries.
Oh God, I bet that cost
It's
thousands.
spitful
That was
thing.
like Glasgow, 100 grand.
Glasgow
wanted-
smiles better.
No, it was at the airport,
Oh,
and they had this just a generic
Aye.
welcome to Scotland, right? 100 grand or something they spent. A year later, it went up, whole new font, welcome to Scotland.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But that was our greatest anti-terrorist moment in the world.
The guy.
Terrorists in a car rammed Glasgow airport.
Smeaton.
Went on fire.
Smeato.
Guy who worked there ran over. The
Lazy-
guy's on fire. Kicked him in the balls.
Laziest man in the hospital. Was it airport or the
Airport.
hospital? But he was out having a fag.
Yeah, having a fag. So he ran at him, kicked him in the balls.
But he's never worked since because he's asthma. He was smoking. He was a
But you know the best part about it? A man's on fire.
He kicks him in the ball.
running. He
Melted.
kicks him on the ball, and the pain in the balls is worse than the fire. The guy fell over holding his nuts. Amazing.
He'd melted his fucking top, his trouser. Oh, imagine if he's had a shell on kicking somebody in the balls.
Gone.
Smeato become a bit of a celebrity because he like that. I was getting about them.
Yeah, and then he was working. He had his own security company or
Yeah,
something. I don't think it all lasted.
Nothing does.
But the thing for Dundee, right?
Mhm.
So instead of City of Discoveries and all this sort of stuff, someone
go
fell.
on.
There is genuine things from Dundee that we should be proud of.
Here's one.
Grand Theft Auto.
Dundee.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Forfar.
Oh God, you wouldn't want to be Forfar.
Jesus Christ.
God
Forfar. They've got the
almighty.
Bridie.
That's it.
That's about
And
it.
it's pronounced wrong. It should be Bridie.
Bridie, yeah.
It's a Bridie. King. We have a pie here that's named after the last picked king, Bridie.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And he was the one that united Scotland
Okay.
into Scotland.
It's like, I'd imagine it's the dimensions of like a marsupial's pouch.
It's about that.
It's like a sporin.
Yeah, it's like you've
It's a
taken
pastry shaped
the
like a
mould of a
sporin.
large vagina.
Yeah.
And that's
The
what it
mons
looks like.
pubis.
Yeah, well, yeah. If it's
and filled
well,
it with
does
meat.
it go that far? No, it's just more the
I'm not sure.
the
I'm
thump
I'm
area.
not sure. It's been a while since I've studied.
You pull it
A
out.
while since
You've
school.
got a bridie.
I like a bridie.
Bridies are good.
Better than a Cornish pasty, I would
Too much
say.
onions in it.
No, you can never have enough. No, you can never have too
I had
much.
chili
onion.
onions
I
last
love
night
onion.
in my tea.
I could eat a raw onion, whole thing, delicious.
Yeah, I can do that because it
Delicious.
tastes of vinegar.
Taste of onion. Sweetest. It's the sweetest vegetable when you cook it, an onion.
Yeah,
The sugar.
I like it.
There's more
I like
sugar
it.
in an onion
Mm-hmm.
than there is in a banana.
Yes, but the problem is in a bridie, they leave the onion big bits. I like it.
Chunks. No.
No,
Chunk. You need chunks,
no.
mate.
I like it thin.
Because you're so
small.
sophisticated.
Yeah, I like it small.
So
Delicate.
sophisticated.
Delicate.
When I
like
came in,
mine.
I looked at his desk and it was just covered in dirty plates and cups. And he said to me, "Would you like a cup of coffee?" I said, "No, thank you."
There is one cup
I said
with
no.
some cutlery in it.
I said, "No, not on this occasion. Not on this occasion."
Oh
The
my
one
God.
thing is, if this room was actually warm, things would go off.
The thing is,
So the
hold
fact
on,
it's quite cold.
you're
is keep-
sitting in a t-shirt.
I'm
It's
not-
cold. Look, I've got
I'm
my
not-
heater
oh,
on.
Jesus
I'm
Christ,
sorted.
yeah. Mhm.
I'm sorted.
It's like rotisserie chicken.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Isn't it?
It's so good.
Chicken.
So I think for the identity of Dundee, I think it's there. But I
Mhm.
think if people maybe that were running things or like the DC or that
Uh-huh.
were just brave enough to allow it to happen rather than say, no, here's what art is and I'm going to
Prescribed.
tell
Yeah,
you.
let's do it.
Yeah, I think if they just let it happen, I think this could be a very happening place in art, music, all
Here's
these
what
things.
they do.
Because we've been left
Here's what
alone.
they do.
Mm-hmm.
I burped there.
I
Get my best thinking
I saw
done.
that.
Build a big wall around it.
Yeah.
Pull out all the authorities, all the medical people,
Yeah.
all the police. Leave it to see what happens. Petery dish. Petery
Better-
dish Dundee.
Better some good artwork.
No contact. Switch off their internet. Cut their phone lines. Come back in 5 years.
Well,
see
that's
what's
that
happened.
film Doomsday.
Yeah.
That's us.
See what's happened. No, but we're already at that late doomsday stage.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm suggesting that like a wall up might improve things a little bit.
Oh God. So,
Those toddlers, just armies of them.
oh God Almighty.
You know that bit
I'm
in
not a fighter
Escape
either.
from New York when all the
Yeah.
guys come from underneath the floor?
How many toddlers would it take to fight you? Because you go, they're toddlers. I could just kick them.
They'd need
But
to
if
be.
one got a bite in
Nah, I
and
know.
you got distracted,
It would need to be a situation where you kind of drowned in them.
yeah, no,
Even 100 toddlers are not going to get
they're
the
not going
better
to
of
get you. It has
But
to be
if you were thrown into a room and then they just filled it with toddlers,
You're
it
fucked.
would drown you.
yeah,
You'd
that's
suffocate.
not good. That's not good. It's not a way to go.
Suffocation. No,
Jesus
it's not.
Christ, they're so violent.
Christ, the wee sharp nails.
With all their wee, and you see them coming out of the death arena, and they've got all their tight,
Oh, they've got.
and they've got
No,
wee-
they've got tattoos with it.
they've
The
got
kills.
muscles
The
and that.
kills.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Remember that wee
A
bastard? He was
toddler
like.
with muscles is
He was
weird.
wee. He was wee Tarzan.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, he's a normal kid.
he's
now.
a normal. Yeah, that's right. He's normal.
His dad was weird.
He was an odd
a
one.
pushy kind of parent.
Yeah.
Is this recorded today? It's late
Let's
to ask
see.
you.
It's recorded. We're doing fine. So the identity thing,
Aye.
I think it is there in Dundee, and I think that's our
It would have to
bonus.
be
The
Dundee.
madness.
Come for the culture. Stay for the.
Come for the culture. Stay for the. Oh God, what are you going to stay for?
Not sure.
Because you say it's relatively cheap to stay here, but because the V&A happened,
Mhm.
a lot of people believed, hey, Dundee's the
Oh,
next
it's on the
place. And
was in
the
Lonely
houses have gone up in
There's
price
a
so much.
Lonely Planet review, but they'd never been to Dundee. It's got less culture than the Yakult.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, it needs.
it needs something.
It can't be one tentpole thing. There's got to be more.
Yes.
And I think I'm really quite excited. You know me, I don't get
yeah,
excited.
no.
The
not
Eden
at all.
Project thing, I think
I'm
will be
looking
great.
forward to it.
That's one which I will actually go to.
I'll go to it, and I would have preferred to see it up at Camperdown,
No,
because the bottom of Camperdown has been left to
no.
ruin.
I know. I like this industrial. I've seen stuff where they've taken an industrial site and done it. I'm quite excited about that.
I understand that,
Yeah,
but let's put it this way:
Camperdown's too far out.
it kind of is and it isn't.
Yeah, I'm not going out there. I don't go to that sim. It's
I
miles
know,
away.
but that's
Other
the
side of the world.
city that's fucking poor.
I don't
we need
care.
something.
No, but that means they'll be hanging about.
No, they don't. People are not going to go.
No, they will.
They're not.
Mate, they'll go for that first week. Everything in Dundee, get a busy week, and then it just tails right off.
Well, that's what happened to the V&A.
Mhm.
They went, we're expecting 10 million people in the first year. They
The
went,
pandemic really came and they blamed everything on the pandemic.
but it was open for a year before
Yeah,
that. and
let's
it was
just see.
failing.
Let's just see how we get on now.
Yeah, once things open again, the numbers aren't
We are
good.
fucking elitist bullshit exhibitions. Mary Quant,
Oh God, it's just
flares.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! They had a robot one. I never see R2D2 was there, and I just couldn't
Give a fuck.
Couldn't get the energy to go and see R2D2.
The gaming one, which we've spoke about, which they said, we're not having Grand Theft Auto. Well, that's
They
just a
said
violent game.
no
violence.
It was all games about non-violence.
Oh my god!
It was the most patronising pile of shit.
Piece of shit
it was
ever.
utter shit.
And the woman who ran it said, this is not just for sweaty middle-aged men living in their mum's basements.
A load of
and then she said, my friend came to me one day. She says, I've got something to tell you. So we went for a quiet coffee in a corner of
expenses.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And she says, and she leant in and she says to me, I've got to tell you something. She goes, what's that? She goes, I'm a gamer. Like, I'm a pedo. It was the most fucking awful attitude. This woman didn't have a clue about games or anything, and it was just embarrassing.
When you shoot people in a game, you're not actually shooting it.
No, it's not real.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, pieces of shit down there. I have never been in. I'm not going in.
There's a guy that has to go about with a toothbrush cleaning up all the poop.
With a toothbrush. Amazing.
Toothbrush.
Amazing.
That's when you get the job. If you've been a bad boy, you get what is it called? Community service.
Mm-hmm.
Give you a toothbrush. Go and
There
clean
you
all
go.
the shite. Must be covered in shite.
There's someone on this floor that has a lovely dog that always comes in here whose dog goes swimming in there and they get chased. You're not allowed to touch the stagnant water.
It's probably got Legionnaire's disease.
Oh my god. It's horrible.
Your dog would die. Kind of algal bloom.
Yeah, it's just a horrible
pink
place.
algae that'll just like melt.
So I don't think the V&A is the view of Dundee that you need. The only thing that will make it survive.
It was too expensive.
Yeah, the only thing that will make it survive is not a huge statement. It's the people.
No, it's too expensive. It's
private business or the people. That's all you got.
It doesn't have a stadium doesn't have to be fancy.
No, but what about us? Are we the voice of Dundee?
No.
Oh, well,
I'm speaking for nobody.
Well,
No,
I'm not speaking for someone.
You're Dundonian, so actually you'd have to do it. I'm not Dundonian.
But we're not speaking for anyone.
No.
But us speaking right now is a voice of Dundee, whether you like it or not.
Okay.
So, you know.
Okay.
But some people in the know in Dundee have actually heard our podcast. They heard about, they went, there's a podcast. So yeah, it's doing all right. They went, we'll go and have a listen. Apparently, they've never been more offended in their life.
You'll have to tell me later who this person is.
Yeah, it's something to do with the art side of it.
Okay. I probably know them.
Oh, God. So we'll stay out of that.
Oh, they've been offended by it.
They said it was not the view of Dundee they want to put out to the world.
That's good. I'm glad.
It was actually someone came up here
mm-hmm.
and they were buying something and they were talking to me
mm-hmm.
and they were saying, and they just come out of the blue. The people of Lochie, best people, wonderful.
Okay.
And I went, no, they're a pile of shit up there. And she went, well, I'll tell you something right now. I won't have you saying that. Because the people, I went, at this point, I says, I've lived there 47 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's my home. I know Lochie well. They're piles of shit. And she went, well, I'm going to disagree. I says, how long have you lived here? She says, almost 18 months, and I'm feeling it.
Shits, I hate these fuckers that do shit like that.
Yeah, she was from Glasgow or something.
We always come from a place of love.
Oh,
you've got to remember that.
This is the person that told me you can't use the word junkie.
Oh, I know.
I went, wait till they move in next door to you.
Oh, it's a classic one, yeah.
Was it
there are people, I have all the sympathy in the world for people that get themselves in this situation. I do anything to help people.
Oh, of course.
But there's fucking junkies in Dundee.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot help those fuckers.
That's right.
They're just they're a blight. They're not a person anymore.
They're a blight.
They're a blight, and they'll do anything. They'll steal from their family, and fuck. I'm not interested 20 years down the line to find God. And then they'll get into fucking yoga.
You see, where I live, what the junkies have done to the area, it's been because what happened, there was a part of Lochie's called Waterbank, and there was these old buildings, and they moved all the junkies in.
Yeah.
It was so bad, the only way to fix it is they knocked them down.
Yeah.
They knocked them down. There was no other way of dealing with this. And all the junkies moved into different areas. But it's been 29 years of this, of moving junkies into this one area.
Well, they gave them all push bikes so they could get to work. Not one single. They sold them all.
All sold.
It's mental.
All their kids, quite
Good.
famously, they got tablets.
I know. Fuck.
And all the tablets were sold the day they got them. I want to change things. I want Dundee to be better because I've been hard enough on Dundee for years, but there's opportunity there.
For every two bad stories, we'll always put a good story.
Well, this morning I saw a guy doing his boxing Rocky style
I saw
in the
a friendly
street.
seagull the other day.
What happened?
Just friendly.
They're usually bastards.
Just like to look at it. It looked like it was looking for a friend, and I just waved it. And it waved at me with the wing.
Oh my God!
Seagull.
Now there's a story,
Mm-hmm.
a myth in Dundee that there's a giant seagull
Mm-hmm.
appears in Dundee
Like a
at the waterfront.
thunderbird.
Yeah, it's like 4 foot tall. I don't know exact size. Just before a disaster, and it was seen before the Tay
A giant
Bridge.
seagull.
Yeah, a giant seagull. It's got a name and everything. Frederick. I don't know. It's got a name, but there's a giant seagull.
Probably some that had been the she'd maybe got a new pair of prescription glasses, you know, and
Fuck.
she'd put them. Oh, yeah.
To be fair, when I got these glasses, now I've only been wearing glasses for 2 years,
All right, okay.
and this is a new thing to me. And I didn't know. I just thought you could see things clearer. I didn't realise everything's bigger.
Yeah.
So when you're watching your monitor and you take them
unsettling.
off, you've got a smaller monitor by an inch.
It's unsettling.
And I went, the whole world's smaller
Oh,
than I think it is now.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
I'm looking at this microphone and I go, that's fine. Oh, it's
Jesus.
just a wee bit smaller.
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
It has its benefits in other ways.
Well.
But yeah, so the point is that to finish up,
Uh-huh.
I think Dundee has an identity,
Mhm.
but it's under the surface
bubbling.
of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It's been held
It's
back.
under the crust.
Yeah, and the crust of this middle
The
class.
scab. We need to peel off that.
That's it.
The cultural elite scab.
Yes, and it'll
and
come
let us
through.
into the plasma.
You may not like what comes
the
through,
delicious plasma.
but at least it'll be original, be real.
Demolition derbies
Oh,
featuring children.
okay.
Toddlers driving, have little high-powered vehicles, fucking spiked up and everything.
I told you I was in a film about stock car racing,
You did, yeah.
and
you
it was
did.
actually a proper film,
Yeah.
but it's never appeared anywhere because it was just a scam.
It was a tax
Oh, tax dodge. I didn't know. I had
that's
to
a
go through
common thing.
the process. They were looking for
Did
people
you
all around
audition?
Scotland. Yeah,
Were you on the
it was up. You know the college,
Yeah.
the Old Tech College on the Kingsway.
You went through the casting couch
I
and
went-
everything.
I went through it all. Nobody.
It was a
nobody
Weinstein production.
enough. So I went up. There was about 30 people had done it. Then we went to Edinburgh to go through the next bit,
Uh-huh.
and I got through. And then it was about 6 months later, they said, you've got the part. And I went, I'm going to be in a film. So I went down.
Chasing the
And-
deer, remember
Oh,
that?
God, that one, yeah. So I'd done the whole thing. It was about, I think it was about a 4-month shoot. Proper. Not video cameras in it. This was proper film cameras. I don't think there was film in it. But
A few Tristans were
lots of
filming
people. It was all London,
it.
like crew and that.
Ah.
And it was all real. And
Was there actors in it?
yeah, loads of, and like when they lit the place at night, they brought in their own
Oh.
lighting system. It was a
And it
huge
just doesn't
thing,
exist.
and
at all.
it doesn't exist. It was just a tax dodge.
That's
They
kind of
spent money on it. It's just never appeared.
the spirit in it.
And that was 95, I think,
Aye.
95, 96, 95. I would
I
say.
need rediscovered that.
I don't even know the name of it because the only name
Stock Car Bang Bang.
was a working name on
Uh-huh.
the script, and they said that won't be the name, and this has all got to be changed. So it just
Oh.
gone. And I've looked for it a lot, and I've looked for the people that were in
Bet
it.
it was called.
And I talked to one guy that was in it. He went, it never existed.
Bet
The
it's
film
called-
never
Bet it
happened.
was called Ride.
Oh, God.
'Cause
I
in-
don't think it was even edited.
Oh Jesus Christ! There's
and
some.
apparently this goes on all the
Oh
time.
fuck! Aye, of course it
yeah,
does.
and I was in it.
Dundee needs a film.
I thought it was my moment. I was in a film and I was telling everyone. And because it doesn't exist, they went, where did you go for a few? Were you in jail? They actually thought I was in jail for a few months and said I was in a film.
Jesus Christ! Oh, well.
But it was close. It was just Dunfermline, so I could just drive down.
Aye, that's Hollywood essentially.
Yeah.
Dunfermline's where those guys were making the cowboy movies. It was at it was Fife somewhere.
Yeah.
At the weekend, they're all making like
Is it was
the
it
Sheriff of Lonely Gulch and everything.
Cowdenbeath, where
Yeah,
the
something
stock
like
car is? It's still there,
yeah,
I
it's
think.
still there.
I think they do football and stock car
Well,
racing.
Cowdenbeath Football Club are called the Blue Brazil.
Right,
That's
okay.
their name, the
That's
Blue
a weird
Brazil.
name.
That's
So-
a lot of Moss Moran fucking gas power station place.
Oh God, yeah.
It keeps letting off a siren and everything.
Oh, that's
Can't
a
be
strange place.
Something else.
But there, it was really good because I was meant to be the role I took. I was a mechanic.
Jizzy Bob.
I was one of the mechanics. They talked about it like it was what was that Irish one with all the singing in it?
The temptation, the commitments.
The commitments, but with stock car. That's how they sold it.
With that singing in it.
No, there was barely any cars.
You're like that. I filmed 10 love
But
scenes.
we went to this place where they had this factory, and it was done out as a proper set, and you'd go in and it was the garages.
Oh
and
my
God! It was so proper, but
so,
it doesn't exist.
Oh, that's disappointing.
But the guy that was in it that I knew, I was able to catch him years later, and he said that wasn't even edited. They probably wasn't even developed. It was all bullshit. And I went, but how could it be bullshit? They spent millions on it. It was like, well, not millions, but it seemed like a lot of money. We were all paid. Everyone got meals.
There must have been a star. Was there a star?
No.
The Crankies, were they in it?
There was nobody in it I knew. Well, maybe there was someone as an actor or that, but I didn't really.
No,
I
I
wasn't
didn't pay
aware.
much attention.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All my parts were. I was basically stuck in the garage. That was the sort of joke that I didn't get out the garage. I lived in there. There was two of us that lived in there, and we just stayed in the garage. Because there was one scene where we're just working away, and they put the shutters down for the night, and we're still working away.
Fucking hell, man! It's hardly Citizen Kane.
No, and you would have seen me with hair down to my waist.
Oh Jesus, that's not a mechanic's look.
6'2" before I broke my back, and I was tall, and long hair. Oh,
Christ, that's in somebody's database.
It is about. So
imagine if Gary Glitter was a star.
Oh my God!
Yeah, there was a guy there. Right.
There was one guy who was. Everyone said he knows what he's doing. He's proper, but they wanted to do it like get local people and get.
It's never a good idea.
It's never a good idea.
No,
but I don't know who he was. I can't even remember his name. I've never heard of him. Never heard of him since. But they said he's a proper actor. He's been all over.
John Leslie.
He went to America.
John Leslie.
That's what it used to be. If you were
Craig
proper,
Ferguson
had been to America, and they went, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. No.
So identity, I think it's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time,
please
identify your balls individually.
Identify them.
All three of them. I don't have three, no matter what you've heard.
6.
It's a condition.
Like grapes.
Oh, like a front hemorrhoid. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Ta-ta, take care of yourself. Come up with a brand name for Dundee if you can.
That's it. Dundee. Come for the culture, stay for the
We'll
heroin.
go with the authorities with it. Come for the culture, stay for the...
Laters.
Ta-da.